Once again.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? So I did a Q&A section in on Instagram, and I told you guys to drop any questions you have for me. A lot of you dropped, so I'm going to answer the ones I saw, the ones that were sent to me. So these two by you won't even see it. How are you all doing? Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are your families and everybody? So the first question that came in was, what are you most grateful for in this world? What am I most grateful for? Well, I'm grateful, Alhamdulillah, that I'm a Muslim. I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful to be born into the kind of family that I was born into. I don't know if that makes sense. And I'm grateful for everything. Alhamdulillah, most people don't have certain things that I have, and for that, I'm extremely grateful. I'm sorry for the noise coming out. My house people are going mad. Anyway, the second question is, what's the first thing you notice about the opposite gender? The first thing I notice about the opposite gender. Well, if the person is tall, like if a guy is short, I don't really take my time to be like, he's fine, he's not fine. No, no. The height matters to me because I like guys that are tall and stuff. I don't want to be towering because I'm pretty tall on my own. I don't want to be towering over a guy. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, then what do you think makes a good story? What do I think makes a good story? Pronunciation. The pronunciation matters, and also the storyline. The storyline, and then for me, your this thing. What I read first, like the prologue, like if it makes sense to me, I'll just read the story. But if it doesn't, like I said, what makes a good story? The pronunciation, the storyline, and then the emotions. Like I like feeling emotions when I'm reading a book. I don't want to be reading a book and then they'll be describing when the person is crying, but me, I'm not feeling that emotion. It's like, you know. Okay, then how many books have you written, and which is your favorite? I've written 4 books. My favorite will have to be Her Job or Her Husband. I recently changed the name to Drifting Apart. That's my favorite. Like, it's my first book, so I'm particularly in love with the book. And then, okay, the next question is, what do you like to do when you are not writing? I like watching movies. I can spend 10 hours watching movies. Like, I love watching movies and I love listening to music too. Okay, the next question is, how old were you when you started your first book? I was 17. Actually, I started writing since I was in just one, but then it was rubbish writing. So officially, I would say like the more better writer version of me started when I was 17. Okay, this question goes: how long does it take you to finish a book? The Life of a Nigerian Teenager took me 1 year, 3 months. I was losing inspiration for that book. I had writer's block. Many things were just going on in my head, and sometimes I would write the story down on a piece of paper and then to type it is not a problem for me. That's why. Okay, this question goes: when did you discover that you love writing? When did I discover that I love writing? When I was watching Mara and Clara, and I just decided to write a fiction about them because I wanted Mara to end up with Christian. So that's when I discovered that I love writing. This question goes: if you have to describe yourself in 5 words, what would they be? Describe myself in 5 words. Procrastination, laziness. Um, I'm pretty competitive, and what again? What again? Describe myself in 5 words. What again? Argumentative. I like arguments, and I'm annoying. So those 5 words are okay. What does a successful relationship look like to you? For me to be able to sit down with my significant other, don't reason it up, and talk to the person, be able to communicate, be able to lay out my feelings and tell the person how I feel at particular moment, and then honesty also and trust. For me to trust that person 100%, that's a successful relationship for me. Like the love doesn't have to be up too much. Respect, trust, care comes before love. For me, that's for me. Okay. Are you a clean or messy person? I'm both. Is that possible? I'm both. I'm both a clean and a messy person. It depends on my mood that time. What's the one thing you have to do every day? The one thing I have to do every day. Aside from praying, I have to watch a movie. I have to watch entertainment. Like I have to watch it and I have to listen to music. Those three things I must do them every day for it to be a normal day for me in my life. Okay. What makes you laugh the most? What makes me laugh the most? Comedy. I like comedy. Especially Brother Shaggy. What makes you angry? Lies. I hate lies. I hate lies so much. Like, especially when someone will be lying to me and I know that you're lying to me, but then you won't even make an effort to rectify your lie. I hate that. It makes me so mad. What's the number one thing you will save from your burning house? My phone. If it's not already in my hand. It will even be in my hand. Like I don't think I'll run with that with leaving my phone behind. Not possible. Do you have any guilty pleasures? Guilty pleasures. Guilty pleasures. Guilty pleasures. What's That's a very tricky question. Like whenever someone asks me this, I always think, what does it mean? How can I be guilty? I'll be having pleasure and I'll still be guilty. What am I supposed to say? Reading smooth? How are you really? Okay, I don't know who this came from, but I'm fine. I'm fine. Alhamdulillah. I'm very, very okay. The name, the username is kind of tricky. So whoever it is, I'm fine. Alhamdulillah. And I hope you're also doing good. What's the best way to spend a rainy afternoon? Quran, turaren wuta if you're Hausa, if you're not Hausa, incest. Perfectly okay. Like just put on incense and be listening to Quran. If you don't want to listen to Quran, play music. Those two are okay. Would you rather go out or stay in on a Saturday night? I rarely go out. Like most of the time I'm at home. So this question is like, would you stay in or would you stay in? So I'm staying in, I'm not going anywhere. If you have to compare yourself to one fictional character, who would it be? Moana. I'm kind of stubborn. Like people will tell me this is fire, don't enter, but then I want to explore the fire, so I'll be like, let me just enter. Let me just enter for 1 second and just feel like how it is. So I'll say Moana because I feel like I can also be carefree like her and pass the ocean while going. What is your most silliest fear? Now this. Do you know when you're do you know when you're excreting, yeah? And then you sit on the toilet. My thought is like a snake will come in from the toilet from into the sewer and then will just bite me. I don't know, I always have this fear. It's always in me. Or underneath the bed, I'm like, maybe there's a snake under there. And then I'm lying and then the snake will come. Don't reason it. Okay. What's the most useless thing you have ever bought? What's the most useless thing I've ever bought? What's the most useless thing I've ever bought? I don't even think I've bought anything that I was not going to use or I don't need. I don't think so. No, nothing. What have you learned from your past relationships? Never make marriage plan with someone that is not yet your fiancé. Like, do you know how many times I've sat with guys and I'm like, we're gonna have 3 kids. Oh, I think it's going to be this, and then now they're nowhere to be found. So I've learned to never do that. I'll just go with the flow and I'll not talk anything about marriage until the marriage issues come up. Like maybe after we're engaged or 2 weeks to the wedding, yeah, I'll sit down and talk about marriage with you. But before that, no, I've learned my lesson. What goals do you have in 5 years' time? Goals. I would say if I'm alive, hopefully, because I'll be married by then, inshallah, I would have finished my school and then I would have already published a novel. I would have already published, like, inshallah, in the next, like, maybe next year. So I don't think next year, next 2 years, my books is already ready. So by 5 years time, we are good to go. Someone say fair or dark guys. I like dark guys. Fair guys are just ugly guys that God just decided to give them color. Like if they are dark, huh? Ugly asses. Okay. When are you releasing your new book and what's the name? I'm releasing the new book on October 31st. And the name, I'm still thinking of the name. I'm torn between Love in Soul, His Shattered Pieces, and Collided Pieces, but then I'm still thinking, so I might decide to even change the names from something else. Okay, this question goes: would you rather go camping in the woods or stay at a beach resort? Can I say neither? Because if I go to the woods, I'm like scorpions, spiders, snakes. And then if I go to the beach, I'll be like, waves might take me away. So which one do you want me to say? But then I think I'll prefer beach, because since it's a resort, then they'll try to make it as safe as possible. But then camping in the woods, what if I meet a bear or a lion or a snake or a huge spider? Nah. What would you spend all day talking about? Limiho, my future boo. I can spend a whole year talking about him. About one thing, I can spend 1 month talking about his hair alone. What's the best sound in the world? I don't understand. The best sound. Adan. The Adan is pretty sweet. If the right person does it. Because some people will be doing the Adan and then you'll be thinking if they're having a screaming marathon with their next people. If you won $100 million, what would you buy first? You see, I don't like this kind of questions. Why will you be making me imagine something that I know I'm not going to win? But okay, if I won $100 million, I'll buy my mom a house. That's the first thing I would do. Are you single? I am 100.100.100% single. Note. When are you most yourself? When I'm with my friends. My family also. But mostly when I'm with my friends. Okay, so the next question is, why did I make Suhail kind and quiet? And I don't think there's anyone that has that kind of character in Nigeria. I think there is. Suhail in my book is more like a perfect guy, like a guy that doesn't really. He's also a product of a mistake, so he kind of understands what's going on and how life is, and he tried to make it as perfect as possible. So for him to stick to Fatima through whatever it is that she did is very gentlemanly. And I think there are people that have that character. It's just that they don't really show that character until they have to. Yeah. And then somebody said, why did I choose the name Fatima out of all the names in this world? Fatima is a sweet name. She's the daughter of our prophet. And I actually like the name. Like if I have a choice, and they'll say, if you want to change your name, what will you change your name to? I'll change it to Fatima because I like the name. It's sweet, it's nice, which is the mother of believers. So what do you expect? Anyways, that's all the questions. Thank you so much for sending in your questions, and I love you all so much, and I'm super super grateful for all the support you guys have rendered to me, all the votes, all the comments, and the sharing of the book. Like, her job or her husband, or currently now known as Drifting Apart, is almost 100,000 reads, and I'm super grateful. The Life of a Nigerian Teenager is almost 50,000 reads, and I'm also super grateful for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And then till I post another story again. Bye.